Lakehead University is coming to Downtown Barrie in the fall of 2026. Last week, during the General Committee meeting at Barrie City Hall, representatives from the city and the university presented their plans. The new STEM-focused campus will offer undergraduate and graduate degrees in electrical engineering, mechatronics, computer science, and software engineering. This initiative aims to address critical labor force needs, stimulate innovation, and enhance educational opportunities. The campus will be located at a repurposed transit terminal in downtown Barrie, featuring modular builds for labs, classrooms, and research spaces. It is projected to host up to 800 students within 5 years, starting with approximately 200 in its first year. Several councillors raised concerns about the potential impact of students on Barrie's already severe housing crisis. In response, the university plans to explore innovative housing solutions such as app-based matching for homeowners with available space and to engage with the private sector to develop dedicated student housing. A total of $6.5 million from the city's market precinct funds has been redirected to this project, with an additional $1 million in provincial funding allocated to address student housing needs. During the meeting, the council also bid farewell to the General Manager of Community and Corporate Services, Dawn McAlpine. She is retiring after 33 years of service. McAlpine was celebrated for her extensive contributions, including her legislative leadership, program implementation, and community advocacy. Following is our coverage of the meeting.
I'll now call the General Committee meeting to order for November 27th. This meeting is being held in person and electronically in accordance with the Municipal Act. The first item on the agenda is the consent agenda. For the consent items, I'll read out the title associated with the recommended motions printed on the agenda. Members of General Committee may ask that an item be held to discuss it further. If an item is not held, the motion is deemed to be approved on consent. No further discussion of the item will take place at the General Committee meeting, and the recommended motions will go forward to the next City Council meeting for consideration. On the way to those motions, we do have two reports of reference in special committees that we'd like to get an update from. So the first one is Infrastructure and Community Investment Committee from the 13th of November. Councillor Hamilton, do you have a summary of the meeting to provide?
I do. Thank you. Through you, Mayor Nuttall. The Infrastructure and Community Investment Committee met on November 13th. Everybody was present. The first part of the meeting focused on the outdoor racket sports strategy, which you will see on tonight. That will guide the future planning and capital forecasting for outdoor tennis and pickleball facilities in Barrie. The next part of the meeting was a presentation concerning development and environmental protection and looking at potential environmental risks associated with development. And the final portion of the meeting focused on a presentation concerning the 2025 transit network adjustments. You will see in General Committee tonight, we've got a number of proposed service adjustments. Presentation enables some great dialogue concerning some of the changes happening with our transit system, and I think really highlighted how flexible and responsive staff have been to resident requests and input and feedback, which I think has been great. I think we pointed out this is still a learning and change is always difficult, but I think staff's been really attentive to some of the changes here, as you will see tonight. And the final item was concerning the Bayview Disc Golf Course, and that was to be deferred.
Thank you so much, Councillor. And so the motions, as stated, are IC1, the Outdoor Racket Sports Strategy. That's approved on consent. And IC2, the Barrie Transit's 2025 Network Service Adjustments. That too is approved on consent, which brings us to 5.2. Councillor Nixon, the report of the Affordability Committee from the 14th of November 2024. Could you please provide a summary of the meeting for us?
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. Yes, Thursday, November 14th, 2024, the Affordability Committee came to order at 6:03 p.m. In attendance, we had the full Affordability Committee, as well as all members of Council, and 14 staff members. It was a full house that night with 27 in-person deputations. concerning the new comprehensive citywide zoning bylaw, draft 3. Whereas Michelle Banfield, Executive Director of Development Services, and Lee Munich, Planner of the Development Services Department, provided a presentation regarding the new comprehensive citywide zoning bylaw. Ms. Banfield and Mr. Munich discussed slides concerning several issues. As I say, we had 27 public comments, as well as 73 written submissions. That kind of rounds out that we had 100 different people have had their comments to the evening, so it was certainly a topic that many people are interested in. The meeting adjourned at 8:27 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor, for the update. The DEV 0, we're going to move into the staff reports. DEV 050-24, this is a zoning bylaw amendment application for 196 and 202 Dunlop Street West. That's approved. ECD 011-24, this is held, it's a University STEM Hub campus investment in Barrie, Lakehead University. That's held by Deputy Mayor Thompson. And the final item on tonight's agenda is the invitation to present from Empower Simcoe, put on by Councillor Morales. That Empower Simcoe be extended an invitation to present to an available City Council meeting. And if that's not held, it's approved on consent. Now that means there's one item that we will go back to after I do a presentation here, and we have another presentation. So if you give me a moment, I'm just going to go over to the podium to introduce the next presentation. Now see the microphone's already on, so I'm going to jump into this, and while there is a presentation on the agenda, there's another one that we need to take the time to do tonight. And I'd like to call upon Dawn McAlpine, our General Manager of Community and Corporate Services, to come to the podium. Dawn is retiring with her last day in office being November 29th, 2024. How mad are you right now, Dawn? Tell the truth. I've known Dawn since 2003, and I can tell you that this is a person that we are going to miss immensely. Any questions that you potentially have around this table, you get to ask as members of council. There's many more that I've had to ask day in and day out. And to be here for Dawn's retirement, I mean, it's really full circle for me. I know I said this last Thursday, but Dawn was the person who was here swearing me in when I was a student mayor. She was a person here, and I know it's hard to believe, Dawn, but the person here when I was first a city councillor too, and everybody in this room, every single person in this room looks to you for your leadership, for your knowledge, for your wisdom, and I don't think there's a way that we can actually say thank you enough, but we tried. And so I wanted to first of all make it known that I believe this has been reported, Madam Clerk, wherever you are, that under Bill 3, the Strong Mayors Building Homes Act 2022, which amended the Municipal Act 2001, I, Alex Nuttall, Mayor of the City of Barrie, hereby formally acknowledge Dawn McAlpine, an employee of distinction for over 33 years with the City of Barrie, who will be retiring from the corporation on November 30th, 2024. Dawn has been a pillar in the corporation and is congratulated and recognized for her many achievements. There are far too many to count as she starts this next chapter. It's been a pleasure and honor to work with you, Dawn, in my role as a member of council, now as mayor. And this was dated today, November 27th, of 2024. But we as a council, Dawn, we wanted to do this last week and completely, I unfortunately was unable to be with you. And so I wanted to read out what we as a team wanted to say and get to say this week at General Committee. Whereas Dawn McAlpine has been an employee of distinction for over 33 years with the City of Barrie and has now decided to enter a new chapter in her life, retirement. And whereas Dawn's illustrious career at the City of Barrie started when she was first hired as a waste reduction trainee with the Municipal Works Department on September 3rd, 1991. You were 3 years old. And whereas Dawn's environmental and greenways led her to a permanent role of waste reduction officer in 1993, where one of her many claims of fame was rolling out the recycling cart program to multi-residential buildings, as well as piloting the first multi-residential composting program. And whereas Dawn's continued drive and hard work resulted in her moving into the role of temporary economic development officer in 1996. And whereas Dawn continued to work as an economic development officer and was made permanent in that role in 1998, where she was responsible for business attraction and retention. And whereas Dawn joined the City Clerk's office in 2001 as a City Clerk's assistant. And whereas Dawn's work ethic and dedication was further recognized when she was appointed as a Deputy City Clerk in 2002. Michael, could you come up here for me? If you can just finish this for me, sir. Thank you, yes.
I'm not sure where the mayor left it off. Did we get to the clerk? Dawn? Okay. And whereas Dawn joined the City Clerk's office in 2001 as City Clerk's assistant, and whereas Dawn's work ethic and dedication was further recognized when she was appointed as Deputy Clerk in 2002, and whereas Dawn's continued initiative, drive, and her encyclopedia brain led her to the role of City Clerk in 2007, and whereas Dawn's contributions to the corporation were further recognized when she became the Director of Legislative and Court Services in 2011, in addition to her role of City Clerk. And whereas Dawn was recognized for her role as City Clerk and for her love of the community by receiving the Queen Elizabeth II Jubilee Award in 2012. And whereas Dawn served as City Clerk over 3 terms of council and attended approximately 1,000, Dawn, council and committee meetings. Can't believe you didn't retire sooner. Coordinated 5 municipal elections, 5, while she was both Deputy Clerk and City Clerk. Conducted 1 by-election and 1 council appointment. And whereas Dawn's dedication, hard work, care, and commitment to the City of Barrie led her to the role of General Manager of Community and Corporate Services in 2017. And whereas, there's a lot of them, Dawn in her role as General Manager has rappelled down City Hall, ran through burning buildings, attended groundbreakings for new facilities, learned new recreational activities, worked with other government agencies on a multitude of community concerns, all the while being the biggest cheerleader and supporter of staff in her departments and across the corporation. Whether it was celebrating achievements, laughing at a joke, or crying with them when life wasn't going well. And whereas Dawn's strategic and forward thinking and her tenure with the City of Barrie has solidified her as a valued and vital member of the executive management team. And whereas Dawn's immense knowledge of all things Barrie, quick and thorough responses, professionalism and advice, and political acuity is recognized, respected, and appreciated by this council and past councils, and therefore be it resolved that on behalf of Barrie City Council and city staff, that this resolution is just a small token of the much-deserved recognition for Dawn, as she will be missed by everyone. And that Dawn is a pillar of the corporation, a valued colleague and a friend to all those who have had the opportunity to cross paths with her over the last 33 years, and that Dawn be congratulated and recognized for her many achievements, too many to count, as she starts the next chapter in her life. Dawn, I'd like to present you with a framed, signed version of this resolution. Mayor Nutt? Yeah. Step back. No, you should do this with me. Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, Don, there's also a photograph we'd like to give you. Now, you'll notice it's a little darker at City Hall with you gone. But I'm sure those lights will turn back on when you use that key to the city to come see us, you know, hopefully every day, but I'm sure we need you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, that's lovely, thank you.
Would you like to come say a few words?
Well, I'm not prepared. Thank you all for the wonderful words, the resolution. I'm overwhelmed. It's been a great opportunity to serve the community, council, and the corporation, and it's been my honor, so thank you all. And I'm not sure what to list as some of the best things to have done in my career, but working with such a fabulous group of people, whether staff, council, and even our community partners, and sometimes some members of the media. It's been a wonderful 33 years, and thank you all very much.
You didn't think you were getting away like that.
Don, we're going to have to get someone to help you take all of those things down to the car tonight.
She'll be in tomorrow.
Yeah, she'll be in tomorrow, that's right.
I was just saying to the CAO that packing these things will be much nicer than the budget binders I packed in my car.
There is no question, no question. Well, thank you again, and thank you, Michael, for assisting there for a moment. We're going to now go into our next presentation, and we're going to invite representatives from Lakehead University to come up. Now, this is, we're going to deal with this similarly as we did a few weeks ago, where we have the actual report happening the same time as the presentation itself. So I'm going to ask the Deputy Mayor to put that on the floor. You still have the first crack afterwards, but if you could put that on the floor, and then we will have the actual presentation to start.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. I'll put it on the floor as printed.
Thank you, and I'd like to call upon Stephanie Schlichter, Director of Economic and Creative Development, to please approach the podium.
Thank you very much. It is truly difficult to imagine a city hall without Dawn. So I'm very privileged tonight to be able to be delivering a presentation at your very last committee meeting. So good evening, Mayor Nuttall, Deputy Mayor Thompson, and members of council. Coinciding with the staff report before you this evening, I would like to provide members of council with an overview of the University STEM Hub opportunity for Barrie. And I'm also joined by President Siddall and Provost David Barnett from Lakehead University, who will also be presenting this evening. And maybe I'll ask you if you want to come down and join me, and we'll get this thing going. Council desire, business, and community support for a university campus in the city of Barrie has been a long-standing vision. Going as far back as 2011, the city has made financial commitments to secure university programming in the city of Barrie. As the city's population growth will be nearly doubled by 2051, in addition to the growth in the areas surrounding Barrie, the need for a skilled workforce in areas like engineering, technology, and innovation are critical to securing and attracting employment to support our growth. Barrie's educational attainment rates in university training lag other urban growth centres, and despite Barrie being one of the youngest communities in Ontario, we generally maintain a low participation rate in university studies in all age categories when compared to Ontario. You can see the positive impact that a post-secondary institution has on a community. Having Georgian College rooted in our community has resulted in education attainment rates for diploma or post-secondary certificates higher than the provincial and federal rates. However, there remains an overall gap between the provincial and federal rates of post-secondary attainment as a whole in Barrie. We also see from our work done at the county level with a labour market analysis that at least 1/5 of jobs in our manufacturing sector requires a university level education. Through the vision of the Mayor's Office, direction received from Council, and building on the Georgian College and Lakehead University established diploma to degree programming in the faculty areas of engineering and computer science, Invest Barrie has been working with Lakehead University to establish a STEM hub in Barrie, offering undergraduate and graduate degree programming across the engineering and computer science disciplines, including mechatronics, electrical, and software engineering. At this time, I'd like to invite President Siddall and Provost Barnett to the podium to share their vision for Lakehead University in Barrie.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here tonight. Mayor and councillors, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I'm going to be speaking to you. David is sitting here. He's here because he's the expert on the academic components of this proposal, and he will be able to answer questions that you might have about that. We're delighted to share what we believe will be a game-changing evolution of Lakehead University's presence in Barrie, an initiative that will bring fresh opportunities for cutting-edge learning, bold innovation, and transformative growth. As Ontario's top-ranked primarily undergraduate university and 5th in Canada, according to Maclean's University Rankings for 2025, Lakehead University has a proud history of delivering world-class education that transforms communities. The Lakehead University STEM Hub is purposefully designed to meet Barrie's critical labour force needs, fuel economic development, and establish a strong, enduring partnership with the city. This hub will be a powerful engine for preparing a skilled workforce, sparking local innovation, and elevating Barrie's reputation as a forward-thinking, vibrant city. We're excited to share how this opportunity perfectly aligns with Barrie's future vision and why your support is vital to bringing this vision to life. The heart of our proposal is the creation of a new Lakehead University STEM Hub in downtown Barrie. The STEM Hub will be a transformative center designed to meet Barrie's workforce and innovation needs by offering degree-level programs in high-demand fields such as computer science and engineering disciplines, including electrical engineering and mechatronics. These are critical areas where local industries have shown an increasing need for specialized talent, and our goal is to meet that demand head-on. Excuse me. Lakehead STEM Hub will provide advanced university-level programs that complement the existing offerings in Barrie, particularly those at Georgian College. By focusing on electrical engineering, computer science, and mechatronics, Lakehead will bridge vital gaps in the educational landscape, ensuring that students and local industries gain access to a broad spectrum of opportunities. This initiative will create a cohesive educational ecosystem that serves the full spectrum of student pathways, from diploma to degree and beyond. The STEM Hub will be transformative for local industries and for people. The Hub will prepare learners in the region for well-paying, thriving careers that will empower people to build a secure future for their families in the city of Barrie. We are aiming for a September 2026 launch for these programs with a focus on establishing a hub that accelerates innovation and supports Barrie's social and economic aspirations. Universities are powerful engines of economic growth, and we've seen this firsthand with our campuses in Orillia and Thunder Bay. In 2023 alone, Lakehead's presence in Orillia generated $328 million in local economic activity, increasing over 70% in just 5 years. And our impact in the province of Ontario on GDP is about $4.5 billion, so it's quite significant. While the STEM Hub in Barrie will have a specialized focus, it presents a substantial opportunity to fuel the city's economic growth, drive innovation, and support critical industries by developing a highly skilled workforce. Our STEM Hub will attract both talent and technology, positioning Barrie at the forefront of high-demand fields like electrical engineering, computer science, and mechatronics. The hub isn't just a place for education, it's an incubator of innovation where students, researchers, and local industries collaborate to solve real-world challenges. Research and development from the hub will directly impact local industries, fostering advancements that strengthen competitiveness and drive growth. A university presence in Barrie's downtown district will revitalize local businesses and create a lively, bustling atmosphere with students, faculty, and staff contributing to local community. Retail, dining, and other services will see increased demand as the university community stimulates a vibrant economic ecosystem. This is a proven impact we've observed in Orillia and in Thunder Bay. But the true long-term impact will come from Lakehead's integration with Barrie's local industries. Through partnerships with local businesses, we will foster innovation, create co-op placements, and establish research collaborations that benefit students and drive growth in the wider economy. This engagement will sustain Lakehead's economic contribution, ensuring Barrie becomes a hub for technological advancement and enduring innovation. Building on this, one of the most impactful ways Lakehead will drive sustained economic growth in Barrie is by developing the skilled workforce that local industries need. The long-term success of any city depends on having a labor force equipped with the expertise and training that businesses demand, and this is where Lakehead's STEM Hub will play a crucial role. The programs we're introducing are directly aligned with Barrie's labor market needs. By providing specialized training in these fields, we are preparing graduates to step into high-demand roles, ensuring a steady pipeline of talent for local industries. Lakehead has a strong record of retaining local talent, with a large portion of our graduates staying in the regions where they've studied, contributing their skills to the local economy. Importantly, 100% of undergraduate students at Lakehead participate in hands-on experiential learning, which allows them to transition seamlessly into the workforce. And over 95% of students in STEM programs participate in work-integrated learning through partnerships with local industry, providing opportunities for both students and employers. Over 97% of Lakehead graduates are employed within 2 years of graduating, and over 90% of Lakehead graduates work in jobs directly related to their studies. And 37% of Orillia grads since over the past 5 years live and work in Barrie, which I didn't know, actually. I just found that out recently. It's a very interesting stat, and 42% live in Simcoe County. This proven ability of Lakehead grads to transition into the workforce ensures that Barrie's investment in education will result in long-term economic benefits as graduates continue to contribute to the city's industries and community. Beyond the economic and educational benefits, this project is about forging a long-term partnership with the city. We see this STEM hub as an opportunity to strengthen Barrie's community and its future. Our commitment is to ensure that this hub aligns with the city's values and goals, becoming an integral part of Barrie's identity. As we develop the STEM hub, it's important to consider the space and facilities needed to attract students and support their success. We envision state-of-the-art laboratories, research spaces, and collaborative environments that will drive innovation and give students the hands-on experience they need to meet the demands of local industries. We will work closely with the city to secure the appropriate space to ensure that the hub can thrive and evolve in line with Barrie's needs. A critical element of this project is our relationship with Georgian College, a key partner in the region. Lakehead University and Georgian College have been working together as positive reciprocal partners for years to meet the educational needs of the region. Establishing a university-level STEM hub in Barrie represents a natural evolution of our partnership. We are fully committed to working with Georgian to ensure that both institutions continue to thrive and support Barrie's growth. Lakehead's programs are designed to complement, not compete with, Georgian's offerings. By focusing on STEM fields, Lakehead will help Barrie build a more diverse and robust educational landscape, providing the city with a broader range of opportunities for students and industries alike. Additionally, with the recently announced guaranteed admissions agreement between Lakehead and Georgian, students from Georgian will have the opportunity to seamlessly pursue a university degree after completing their diploma, benefiting from both top-tier college and university level education. As we work to bring Lakehead University's STEM hub to fruition, we are committed to partnering with the City of Barrie to ensure this initiative supports the city's priorities and long-term vision. Together with the Mayor's Office, we've laid the groundwork for a plan that aligns with Barrie's aspirations for economic prosperity, workforce readiness, and innovation. Our collaboration emphasizes the critical infrastructure required for this project: modern labs, research facilities, and learning spaces designed to prepare students with the skills and knowledge needed to meet the demands of local industries in fields like electrical engineering, computer science, and mechatronics. This is about more than just buildings. It's about establishing a center for innovation, creating opportunities for economic growth, and equipping Barrie's workforce with the skills to succeed. It's also about fostering an inclusive, accessible environment where people can gain the education and skills to achieve their goals. As Simcoe County's university, this is the essence of Lakehead's mission. We deeply value Council's role in shaping Barrie's future and recognize the importance of your support in making this vision a reality. We look forward to working with you to bring this transformative opportunity to life. I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have when the time is appropriate.
Thank you so much. In order to meet a September 2026 school year, leveraging pre-existing space was a key factor in looking at site selection opportunities to accommodate a Lakehead presence here in Barrie. The movement of the transit hub from the first floor of the transit terminal to the Allendale Transit Hub provided a unique opportunity to repurpose vacated space to serve a strategic priority and leverage the city's current investment into the Sandbox Centre. Given the timing and space needs of Lakehead University, and in working with the facilities team to imagine the transit space as a university STEM hub, the modular concept was presented and supported by Lakehead. The use of modular builds provides a wealth of design options to create unique learning spaces for students comprised of labs, classroom, and research amenities with a campus-like aesthetic. The benefit of modular design is that it meets a temporary need while providing the potential for future reuse for the city's other city space needs and projects. The acquisition of these modular builds, along with the need to renovate the first floor of the terminal to provide an adequate number of fixtures, are key cost drivers of this first phase. In working with facilities, a high-level capital cost estimate has been completed and is included in the staff report that would be supported by the prior funding envelope allocated to the permanent market and advancing its expenditure within the city's capital plan. Further refinement of space needs and detailed work in collaboration with Lakehead and facilities team will be the proposed next steps in order to refine cost estimates. Further, as identified in the staff report being presented this evening, in order for Lakehead to deliver a STEM hub, a further one-time capital contribution commitment is required to support the startup capital required to equip the space, in addition to one-time startup funding while student enrollment grows and programs become self-sustaining. There we go. Barrie is in an incredibly unique position to advance itself as an innovation hub. The 2024 provincial budget announcement establishing a regional innovation center in Barrie, combined with the research and innovation work happening at Georgian College, the addition of a STEM hub will create a robust center in Barrie for higher education and innovation, serving the city and the surrounding area. The Aurelia campus alone drives $328 million of economic impact into that community. For Barrie, that impact is vital to our downtown and equally important to the power of an innovation hub that will attract students and support the talent needs of our existing employers and allow us to attract new investments to the city in collaboration with some of the recent announcements tied to Honda and in support of our manufacturing sector. With that, I would like to conclude the presentation for this evening, and we are happy to take any questions that council may have.
And what I wanted to just ask a question about students. In the next 5 years, this is kind of a 5-year plan. How many students would you expect to have on campus, say, at the end of the 5 years?
We're expecting about 750 students. We would have capacity for 800 students.
Do you have a sense of how that will ramp up, like in the first, second, third, fourth years, that kind of thing?
I'm going to defer to David on that one.
Yeah, I don't know if I have all the numbers with me, but I think we're looking at about 200 in the first year, and then ramping up kind of, steadily over time to that 750 or so number of students. So,
okay, thank you for that. And Mr. Mayor, I'm kind of pleased that it's a ramping up over a period of time because these students also need a place to live, and that'll be mostly in the downtown area, I would think. And I think that we want to also turn our minds to how do we have good accommodation for them when they start arriving. So that's something we should think about.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we'll get into some of that, I think, a little bit more later on in the evening as well. I had next Councillor Kungl, then Councillor Corser.
Thank you, Dr. Siddell and Dr. Barnett. Really lovely to have you with us in addition to kind of the announcement. So again, I think as Deputy Mayor Thompson noted, Stephanie, to you and your team, exceptional work on this. And we know it takes a lot of effort by a lot of different departments and that political will and conversation. So across the board, really beautiful outcome, I think, that the city is embracing. And to the full Lakehead leadership team and departments, I mean, this takes a family. So great to see you supporting this and backing it. My questions are a little bit to build on Councillor Rietma's question. Within maybe that onboarding, is there anything for us to appreciate? So STEM, talking about the different programs within that, is there anyone in particular that those 200 students are targeted to? Or is there an aspect of engineering or other parts that you're looking at first? Or will it just be within that broader portfolio you're looking at recruitment for year one in 2026?
Yeah, no, thank you for that. So I think the suite of programs that we're looking at are very complementary. So we refer to this as a STEM hub, which it certainly is. But when you look at the programming that we have, so currently within the partnership that we've been doing with Georgian College for the past 7 years or so, we have electrical engineering and computer science. And those, we will continue to work on pathways from Georgian College to degree granting at Lakehead University in this STEM hub. But then adding to that software engineering, computer engineering eventually, but also mechatronics, as the president mentioned as well. And these all kind of mesh together. And so there's overlap, and there's also existing expertise and faculty that we already have in place from the Georgian partnership that would be transitioning into supporting the STEM hub as well. So we're not starting from zero. We have that base. We'll have a base of students to begin. We'll grow that, and we'll grow our supports in faculty and staff over time as well.
Thank you, Dr. Barnett. I've got maybe 2 more questions. For those that are just listening that may not be aware, could you very, very briefly talk a little bit about mechatronics?
Oh, the mechatronics question. So that really does kind of sit as at the overlap of mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, bringing in computer science, computer engineering, those sorts of things. So when you think about mechatronics, think about things like robotics, think about advanced manufacturing, sensors and systems, those sorts of things that are really important to any sort of industry base, I think, at this point. And so I think it's an exciting opportunity for students to study in that particular area. It is, I think, a up-and-coming, has been around, but I mean, a more up-and-coming area, and I think it does support much of your industry base in this region.
And if I may, would that encompass a lot of different angles around how science is around mechatronics and what we're seeing in different fields of study in science and AI, or is it separate and apart?
Well, I don't think you can get anywhere without talking about AI right now. So, but I'm actually an engineer myself, and so if you go back in the day, what we talk about in AI was machine learning, developing into these larger AI models that we have. So I think any of those fields would possibly be working in AI. Certainly our computer science folks are, our software engineers, but really any of the fields could be incorporating that into their curriculum, into the study. And I think that's really one of the key aspects when we talk about AI, because it does get a lot of talk, is how do we use that to improve our work environment, our lives throughout society, et cetera. And so I think, we will be involved in that. Where that plays out exactly, I'm not sure. But the faculty members themselves, I know, are working in that field as well. So.
Thank you. I think we'll have a lot of competition for the Mayor's Innovations Awards in the coming years. And last question, when we talk about, if it's more a question to manage my assumptions, when we talk about the STEM being a hub, are you relocating then also some existing infrastructure at your other campuses, and will that allow for more capacity at those existing campuses, or would you be using, if so, would you be using maybe that capacity to increase other different departments or areas of focus? So just looking at, while you're growing STEM in this hub, is that an add-on, or will that create capacity to grow different programs within existing campuses where you might be able to kind of move them out, bring programs together that make sense to be together? So just looking at any backfill creation that creates for you in other areas of growth.
Well, I think it's certainly, so we're transitioning from the partnership sort of resources that we have as here in Barrie. We're also looking at how we would transition some of our programming in Thunder Bay into the STEM hub where it makes sense and it fits. I think there's a lot of opportunities there. And it does, certainly does not take away from the capacity that we're trying to build in Aurelia as well in other programming areas.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor. And we wouldn't want anyone to think that we don't have a lot of competition for the Mayor's Innovation Awards right now, because we do. But over to Councillor Corser.
Thank you. Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to our, well, first I'd like to say I took an afternoon of machine learning, so that makes me an expert at this point. And I'm thinking about kicking the political bug and going for mechatronics myself because it's so super cool sounding. But I just wanted to nod to Councillor Rima and others, because there is a concern about supporting students to make sure that they are able to find accommodations and be able to afford to be able to attend, and all the things that we would like to wrap around so they're looked after and they're successful in our community. And I know there's a capacity issue now in our community, so I'm hoping that we can come up with some solutions. But I did have a question for maybe Stephanie or other staff. For paragraph 71, just at, where's my notes? So it looks like an impact on operations budget at estimated $450,000 a year ongoing, dependent on student enrollment. Is that operational cost, maintaining the building, or is this general operational cost of impact to the downtown core and more bodies, if you will, downtown? Wasn't sure what that was getting to. It's the last paragraph, 71 on the staff report.
Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Councillor Corser, and I don't have the report in front of me, so I'm going strictly by memory here. When we speak about the operating costs related to the transit terminal and the interest, so currently it's got an operational budget, and I think that's the paragraph we're referring to. I'm looking to Rick. Or sorry, Mr. Hughes. So there is currently an operating budget that's in there that supports transit and supports the Sandbox Center. With the movement of the transit hub, there will be a portion of that budget transferred over to Allendale to support those operations. So as a result, there will be a net increase to continue maintaining heat, hydro, the basics. So that is what that is identifying. We just don't know what that number is going to look like until it's actually operating. And we would expect that as you have more bodies in the building, the need for temperature fluctuation, there will be some shifts that will impact that financial perspective. We just don't have a number to put on it at this point.
Okay, thank you very much. And if just one more, if I could, with the proposed, I don't remember if that it was a closed off deal or where we were with the market precinct and the idea of that space. Was there any money in reserves for that? Will that be transferred over to this project? Or is, I don't remember where we were sitting on the market, the market hub. Can you refresh my memory on that, please, Ms. Lichter?
I sure can, through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Councillor Corser. In 2023, I believe that we had provided a memo indicating where we had been operationally as it related to going out to a consultant and where the project sat. Council deferred that memo to a future time. It has not yet returned. There is a capital plan item related to the permanent market that is strictly related to implementation and build out. That item is what we are suggesting be deleted and those funds be allocated to this project and advanced in that capital plan. And the total was $6.5 million. There was no operating at that time associated with it, just given where it was built out into the capital plan.
Okay, thank you. That I thought, I just wanted to confirm my brain was in the right place with that. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Corser. We're now going to go to Councillor Negussi.
Thank you. Through to you, Mayor Nuttall. My question is to Dr. Siddle and her team. Welcome, Doctor, and we are very excited to have Lakehead University in our beautiful city. Just quick question. Down the road, perhaps 5 or 10 years from now, would Lakehead University consider including medical fields in the program? As you know, our region is facing a significant shortage of doctors, PA, physician assistants, radiologists, X-ray technicians, and so on. On the other hand, we are fortunate to have RVH in our beautiful city. And I believe that establishing a medical program in collaboration with RVH and the city of Barrie could be highly beneficial. Are there any plan to address this pressing need by incorporating medical program into Lakehead University future curriculum?
Well, I think that would be a beautiful thing, but I think we need to take this one step at a time and establish the STEM hub and see where we grow from there. But certainly, we're working on establishing a veterinary school in collaboration with the University of Guelph right now on our Thunder Bay campus. So we're always open to interesting partnerships for sure.
Okay. Follow up one more question. I have one more question that will be for staff, probably Mr. Prowse. I'm going to ask the same question what Councillor Rema raised. There is ongoing concern regarding student housing near to Georgian College, and many residents are worried about similar issues raising with the opening of Lakehead University in our city. Is there any plan in place to ensure that both Lakehead student and our resident wouldn't face similar situation?
Through you, Mayor, excuse me, through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Councillor Negussi. Councillor Negussi and members of committee, certainly what's in front of committee tonight is sort of a 5-year window as part of an opportunity to bring Lakehead to the city of Barrie. But it certainly is not the completion of our discussions with Lakehead or the strategy that has been deployed to envision what they can do in partnership with the city of Barrie. So that is presenting tonight a 5-year plan, and we are already working on a longer-term plan. Certainly as part of all of those pieces, recognizing that adding additional students or residents to the downtown core is both a benefit and we'll have potentially some needs. So staff have already been working on that. I can tell you currently in the downtown core, we have about 2,700 units that have been approved for construction. We have about 1,300 units under construction. That will facilitate about 6,000 people really in the envelope that is in front of the city today. In addition to that, as General Committee is aware,
The province was at the announcement last Thursday and committed $1 million to student housing solutions in partnership with the City of Barrie and Lakehead University. City staff immediately have been in dialogue around what do the next 5 years look like and what do the 5 years look like after that, because Lakehead has been very clear that it is their intention to partner with the city for the long term, and it is in our intention, should council approve it, we do the same. So staff have already been working with developers on what are options to both facilitate a long-term solution for Lakehead as well as potentially student housing and what that would look like to support the Lakehead clientele. And we look forward to bringing that information back to City Council, probably not before Christmas, but in relatively short order is our intention.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to Councillor Morales and then Deputy Mayor Thompson and then Councillor Harris.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. My only question really focused around student housing, which we got a lot of good comprehensive responses from our CAO. However, I do want to direct the question to our Lakehead guests. Still about student housing, yeah, thank you if you could approach the podium. So now knowing that obviously there's a commitment, an acknowledgement and commitment from the province, a desire from the city to do this. I'll give you a little background and then ask the question. So first of all, congratulations. This is, everyone's already said it's incredible. It's going to do great things for a community, the jobs, the educational opportunities. Mayor Nuttall, I hope I'm not stealing your thunder. You said some really good comments last Thursday. It's not just about the kids who are studying. It's about those kids who didn't have a choice to go to another university. The numbers didn't add up. The programs that we have, which they're much better now provincially for loans, they fell through the gap, and it was either not, it was just not study their dreams, and now they can do that. So hope I didn't steal your thunder, but it should be said in this context here. But also, as Ms. Schlichter knows this better than a lot of people, a lot of employers, both locally, look to see that these metrics exist in the local ecosystem to expand, or external employers to locate. Local metrics usually can Power Grid handle it? Mrs. Schlichter smiling, she's like, he's paid attention. Is there enough water to cool, to cool some of the data storage systems? Is the transportation there, and is the education workforce? So these very programs, some people might say they're too niche, or like, what's the big ripple effect? You'll find out. And I'm excited that Barrie residents will get to find out as we develop throughout the years. So to my question to premises, student housing is necessary. I think you referenced University of Guelph, my alma mater. They do it really well, and they have been since around 2014, 15, both on campus and also off campus. The lands are a little bit more assembled off Gordon and some different roads. It's easier for the private sector to go in there and master build instead of like piecing together the lots. But it's, there's many examples, not just in Barrie, but around the province, where if you expand without having appropriate student housing, and it's a complex question. Sometimes you provide it, your boards make the decision to build it, and then sometimes when I say provide it, it's just the private sector responds. And if they don't respond, then it falls on you, or growth has to be tempered. Because it affects not only the quality for your students, but the livability for our residents. It affects the rental market. It prices families out, because investors will go, I'm just going to rent to as many students as I can. It's plain and simple. It affects not just Ward 1 in the existing case, but it affects the surrounding communities. So it has a huge ripple effect, and especially in a housing crisis. Knowing that Mr. Prowse already answered, I guess, where the province is at, I'm just wondering, in your own words, what is Lakehead's current, and it can evolve, but current position on student housing being a core component of your vision as you come to Barrie?
Well, thank you for that. And the University of Guelph is also my alma mater, so I share your affection for that university. Currently, I think I would say our position is that we're wanting to work very closely with the city on solutions for housing. Currently, housing is not part of the space that we're talking about together. I would also say that we know that on our Aurelia campus, about 50% of our students are from the local area, and we expect that will be the same in Barrie. So it isn't quite the same impact that other campuses in other locations might have. We also anticipate that because Barrie is on the goal line, and Aurelia is not on the go line, that students who are in the Toronto area, they will commute. They won't necessarily relocate. So I think we don't know yet for sure what the impact will be, but with the $1 million from the government, that's a great step up in looking at solutions. We also have recently started using an app called Spaces Shared. I think it's Spaces Shared. It's either Shared Spaces or Spaces Shared. And it's an app that connects homeowners who have space in their houses, often older homeowners, with students who are looking for space. And it's a really elegant solution to, or at least a partial solution to this problem that really works to the benefit of both the students and the homeowners.
Thank you for that.
That was the update from Barrie City Hall. Thank you for watching.